In the latest news of female athletes finally having enough and taking action against forced participation against trans athletes, a top-ranking women's pool player, Alexandra Cunha, has refused to play against non-biological females in professional competitions, which is further sparking debate on transgender participation in the sport. Now, Alexandra, the fifth-ranking female international pool player and captain of the Portuguese women's national pool team, took this stance after the sport's rule changed to allow men identifying as women to play. Now, this, of course, is just one of a growing litany of female competitors who argue that players who identify as women but were born male have an unfair advantage, including greater upper body strength and extended reach when taking shots. As noted by Olympian Sharon Davies, a vocal supporter of women's sports remaining single-sex, she called the decision to allow trans players to play in female pool competition as heartbreaking. The truth is, men and women are different. Newsflash, I know.
Weird.
Now, I'll tell you what this reminds me of. Have you ever heard of the old folktale called The Emperor's New Clothes? It was written by Danish author Hans Christian Andersen. The story is about a vain emperor who has an obsession with lavish spending on clothing at the expense of state matters. This emperor is then swindled by two conmen claiming to weave clothes that become invisible to anyone who is stupid or unfit for their job. Naturally, the emperor, his advisors, and his subjects all pretend to see the clothes, fearing that admitting otherwise would reveal their inadequacy. The illusion is eventually broken, though, when a child declares that the emperor is not wearing anything at all. This tale serves as a critique of vanity, self-deception, and the fear of going against popular opinion. The story raises questions about conformity and obedience to authority, as everyone, including the emperor, pretends to see the clothes out of fear of appearing unfit or stupid. It also highlights the power of honesty and the courage to speak the truth, as demonstrated by the child who breaks the collective delusion. In a broader context, the story has been widely interpreted as a satire on political and cultural situations where people often conform to majority viewpoints or are afraid to challenge the status quo. Which then brings me nicely back to the trans issue of today. You know we have a problem as a society when our own government officials can no longer define what a woman actually is. The social delusion, which perhaps started because people wanted to be inclusive or sensitive to the feelings of others, has now grown to a cultural juggernaut that demands that the world bow down to this ideology, or else. People are being forced to lie to themselves about one of the most basic tenets of human biology: what makes a man and a woman unique. This isn't a feminist issue. This isn't about gender roles. It is about what is reality. In any case, though, the genie is out of the bottle, and now that brave female athletes are risking their reputations and perhaps livelihoods to protest this issue, the crack in the dam will only continue to widen. But of course, only time will tell what happens next. And that, my friends, will bring this episode to a close once more. From the Topical Umbrella, I am Adrian, and I will see you all next time.